What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Startup Storybook. I'm Daniel. This is Turner, of course. And we have Collin Bishop on the pod today.
What's
Mr.
up,
Collin
guys?
Bishop.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate
thanks
it.
for coming.
Totally, man. Yeah, Collin is going to be a senior at Trinity University. He's a finance and economics major, and he's got multiple business ideas up his sleeve.
Yeah, lots
Yeah.
of them. Lots of good ideas, lots of bad ideas, but more bad than good, probably. Entrepreneurship. So,
No, yeah.
I'm from a small town in Childress, Texas. About a population of 6,000. I heard Gabe's, it was like 400 from the last podcast.
Yeah.
So he's even smaller than
Mildred,
I was.
Texas,
Mildred.
right?
I came up to Trinity to play football. I play quarterback there. I've been pursuing a finance and economics degree. And the last couple of years, I've been spending time around the Entrepreneurship Center. Last year, I competed in the Stumberg competition, which you guys know about. And then this year, I was fortunate enough for the center to bring me back to kind of be like a TA, kind of like a little work study. And so I've just kind of been doing a lot of various things, with teams and then kind of on my own doing on studies and then also pursuing other ideas.
Mhm.
So it's been a good summer.
So what did you pitch last year?
Last year, I pitched, again, 2 ideas in Stumberg. The idea was coffee grounds there's a big amount of waste that comes from it. You drink your coffee, you toss your coffee grounds out and they're gone.
Mhm.
But it turns out that there's still a ton of nutrients left in coffee grounds. So there's plenty of things that they can be used for. It's just people don't pick them up, distribute them in areas where they could be useful. And so we were trying to build an economy circle. Basically the coffee shop, drink it, or they send you the grounds, or you pick them up and then you distribute them to, farms or just a lot of different things.
Mhm.
And then basically it just creates a loop. And, there's lots of ways you can make money from that. And so that was the idea we pitched. And we were super excited about it because we had like Starbucks, Summer Moon, some of the biggest like coffee names around here that were all in. They're like, yes, please come by. Whatever you need, let us know. And it got to the point like we wanted to like get in touch with the Starbucks CEO and be like, hey,
Wow.
there's a huge opportunity here. Like let's do it. And but the judges ultimately they ended up deciding it was too big of an idea, I think. And so we didn't make the cut for the 5.
Mhm.
We still did the accelerator. And once we got in there, we pivoted. My buddy was a big hunter. And he kept saying that he kept losing his arrows. And we're like, okay, well, what's a way that you can retrieve super expensive arrows? And so then we came up with like an air tag, but for arrows. And
Mhm.
so like the knock that you attach the string.
Put something in there.
Right. Yeah. You put like a little tracker on the back of it.
Get
and
an
like,
app on your phone or something.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's cool.
That's pretty cool.
exactly. But yeah, that was fun going through, but technology and Bluetooth is a whole different deal too. So
Yeah.
it
One
was,
thing,
it was a fun idea.
one thing cool you could do there is like also on the knock, you could obviously have it for the arrow, but then you could have something that like after you shoot the animal when it's going through it puts itself on the animal. Because I know
And then you can track the animal.
Right,
That's
that'd be-
exactly what we were thinking about too.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Yeah. So we had the idea and prototype to where like if you were to hit your target, it would stay on the body. Like the arrow would go through, or something would try to stick within the animals
Sure.
as much as possible. So then you get the arrow and the animal. Same
make it
time.
a lot easier.
Right.
I have a funny story. My uncle's a big hunter in his family, and he's colorblind. So anytime he shoots
Really?
an animal, obviously he's seeing blood on grass. He's red and green colorblind, so he
it's
can't really see it. Yeah,
I am too, right?
I know you are. Yeah,
How'd you know that?
You really?
you've told me
I've
a couple
told you.
times. Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
So you're just red and green, right? Or are you fully?
No, red and green. I don't hunt though. But
Yeah.
So you can't see the color grass?
I can. No, I
It's like
can't.
that wall right there. You can't tell it's green.
No. Really?
No, I can't. I'm
It's like completely.
I was kidding. I was kidding. It's like barely even noticeable. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So you started doing that last year.
Mhm.
You were TA with Trinity Entrepreneurship this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, these are 2 completely different business ideas than we just
Oh, yeah.
talked about. So
Yeah.
where are you at now?
Yeah, so now I started the summer really diving into VR and kind of, what is the experience that, we get whenever we put on a VR headset. And then kind of what are some ways that, we can experience things different. And the things that I was thinking about was sports. Being an athlete myself, I have had a disconnect with watching sports. you know, it's just not really the same for me. Like, I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but back when I was younger, you know, watching, you know, Drew Brees and Peyton Manning and I don't know, LeBron James versus Steph Curry in the 2017-18
Mhm.
finals, like it's just different than what it is now. Now, you ask yourself, is it the medium that we're watching it, or is it just the product that they are giving us?
Yeah.
And I think it's a combination of both. You know, obviously, as safety advances, you know, leagues and sports organizations, they're going to refine their rules to make it less, you know, physical or things like that. So it automatically decreases the intensity of the game.
Yep.
But I also think part of it is like camera angles and things like that. So we started kind of messing around with the idea of, hey, you know, you go and you sit in your, you know, you go sit in your chair, you put VR headsets on, and next thing you know, you're front court watching Wemby dunk a basketball, and you're on the
Mhm.
front row. So that was a pretty cool idea that we started out with.
Yeah.
That reminds me of sports bars. Have you seen them?
Uh,
Where you're sitting there eating, and it's
oh
like
yeah,
this
yeah.
massive screen in front of you, and
Right,
like I've seen videos on like on Reels, and it looks like they're actually like
at
courtside
the
at the
Mhm.
game,
game.
yeah,
That's kind of what it is, but
yeah. It's super
VR.
unique, and I think VR will get there. It's just not there because the infrastructure is not there yet. You know, you
Right.
hear people like the Apple Pros, the technology's there. I mean, they are top-notch technology, but you can only wear the thing for 15 minutes. So,
Right.
you know, they created something super cool, but they didn't build the structure for it. So now we can't wear it.
Right.
So now they don't have a business model for it.
Yeah.
So
They need to refine it before it is viable.
exactly. Right. But from that, we made a pivot because, you know, we said, okay, if somebody's going to watch an NBA game, it's going to be for an hour or two. Um, and if these people are only wearing it for an average of 20 to 30 minutes, it's not going to work for our business model. You know, they're not going to stick around for the whole thing. And so we started thinking, okay, can we move to AR? And, you know, we started thinking about the glasses,
Mhm.
right? Like you just slide on a pair of glasses and now the display's in front of you and it's a lot easier to wear on your head. And it's just a little more viable,
Mhm.
honestly. But there was a really good company that had already partnered with the NBA and the NHL. Like they were live streaming the finals of
Okay.
the NHL. And I was like,
Through
dang,
AR?
through
Yeah.
AR.
Wow.
Yeah. I never got a chance to
Huh.
watch it, but I would have
Can you say the
enjoyed it.
company?
Can't remember their name,
Okay. Yeah.
honestly. But they were so far into it. I was like, well, they probably have the best grip out
Sure.
of any of us.
Yeah.
So I had to let that
Wait,
one
was
kind
it
of
through
go.
glasses or like
I think it was
your
through
phone?
glasses.
Really?
It's through glasses.
Hmm.
Huh.
Cause yeah, I mean they have like the cardboard or whatever. You can stick your phone in and watch it, but this was actually just
Yeah.
glasses
Yeah.
or the headsets.
Like the meta glasses or
Right.
something?
Yeah, those are super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are
Maybe
neat.
not those. I'm not sure. You find something?
The tabletop? No.
I can't remember what it was. Our head of the
Huh.
business chair, he pointed out to me, he's like, hey, I think there's this business, so you might check into that. And I was like, dang it. I was very sad to open that email.
Yeah.
And it showed me that there was a company further in progress. So
Well, tech's interesting because obviously startups come all the time with some new tech product or software, but like I feel like there's so much you have to do to get started in that world
right.
that it's almost you have to be an Elon Musk to do it.
Sure. Yeah, I mean the barrier to entry is insane.
It's huge,
It's
yeah.
super high.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
insane. I mean, this last week we're in Montreal at the Startup Fest in Canada, and a lot of the businesses, everything has AI now, and so
Right.
everything has tech. And you know, some of the companies that were, you know, explaining what they needed, it was already like, oh, you know, we need 2 to 3 million just for this, and it's just like insane. But you have to think about it from an investor side. If you know, if you're a VC or, you know, an angel investor, how do you how do you filter through it and find the good ones? Because it's so saturated. You have
Mhm.
no idea if the person who's pitching you genuinely knows what he's doing with AI. And
Yeah.
it might, you can process it as, or you can pitch it as this most complicated thing, and then you might get money for it, and they might not know how to do anything with it,
Yeah. It
right?
might
They
be
might
just
have a cool idea, but it's just not there.
chat GPT prompts.
Exactly, exactly. So I can't imagine how hard it is for VC right now
No.
and
Dude,
investors.
I think an emerging trend that might be on the rise is the rise of anti-AI companies or companies that
Mhm.
offer anti-AI or like AI-free products,
Sure.
where like the fact that it doesn't include AI, they can market it as like AI-free.
AI free.
That could
Yeah.
be that could be a unique sort of selling point and
Differentiation.
and
Yeah.
differentiation and
Yeah.
get people's attention maybe.
I'm not saying I'm there, but like there's been a couple times when like, come on, there's another AI for
Yeah.
this. It's like
It's exhausting.
It's not
A little
cool.
bit
It's not
exhausting.
cool anymore.
No,
Right.
it's not.
It doesn't grab your attention anymore.
right.
It's old news
it's
already.
a trend that's a little too far gone.
Right. Well, you think about like in finance, obviously we're studying the stock markets and things like that. And the AI boom was insane. You know, everything just jumped up. But then you look at some of the companies and they really didn't do much. They came out and said, "Oh, we're gonna do this, this, this." So therefore investors get excited, therefore they pump money into their company. In reality, like it just stalls. And
Yeah.
so like there's a lot of saturation in the AI market. And, you know, for investors as myself, like when I'm investing in a stock or something, it's like you have to really like get in there and decide, oh, this company's actually doing something. And but yeah, it's a definitely saturated market right now for sure.
Cool. Well, I want to get into maybe some investing because that could be an
Sure.
interesting conversation. Before, I just thought of something. I saw a video sometime this week, and it was these two. I don't know if they're actually tech startup guys, but they were pretending to be tech founders. They were tech founders, and they were like, "Yeah, so I just vibe coded my
Vibe
first
code.
my app,
Oh my
and I
gosh.
got a $30 million investment." And the other guy was like, "Well, yeah, I vibe coded and did this with AI, and now I've got a $2 billion." And they like kept going. And it was kind of funny because that's exactly what we're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. The vibe coding was kind of what Dr. Delwich talked about. I don't know if you
No,
remember
I
that.
was there. Yeah, for sure. And
Yeah.
then Matt and I were talking about it.
Were you?
Yeah, afterward. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's vibe marketing and vibe
Vibe
sales
marketing.
now.
Yeah.
No,
Vibe everything.
there's vibe sales, dude. How you have like AI sales agents cold calling people for you. It's
Oh
crazy.
gosh.
How does it? There's no way that works.
I don't know. My thing is like if I get
Yeah.
on the phone with AI, I don't want to talk.
No.
I'm just like, take me straight to an agent.
Yeah.
So if somebody cold called me
Yeah.
with an AI, I'm hanging up.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's when you can't tell though.
True.
That's the thing.
That's the freaky
Yeah.
part too.
Do you think we'll get there though? I mean, probably.
I think we
we're pretty close.
I think we kind of are there.
I think we are there.
I think we are there.
We are.
I've heard some AI voices, and it's like if you didn't tell me it was AI.
Yeah, like the videos where they
Well,
have
think
some
about
famous
it,
person and
Right.
Well, when it's audio only, if it's a call,
Sure.
it's a lot
Yeah.
easier to make AI audio than video, I feel like.
So there's a company here at Velocity that's doing AI voice recognition. So essentially, like their application is for truckers. So if you're a driver for a big 18 wheeler, you're
Sure.
driving 12, 14, 16 hours a day.
Yeah.
They do check-in calls
Hmm.
to kind of see how you're doing,
See how
make
it's
sure
doing.
right. And so what their idea is to use the AI to kind of analyze how your voice sounds. And so over time, it'll kind of like get to know your voice. And then if there's whatever changes in your frequencies when you're speaking, it'll kind of tell you, hey, this guy's about to get sick. This guy's exhausted. He needs to take a break.
Right.
That type of stuff.
I think there's no doubt that like that's a super cool idea,
Yeah.
and that can be super innovative, and it can take care of a lot of people.
Well, it's helpful. It decreases time, not wasted, but time
Sure.
for people having to call all the truckers
Right.
across the nation.
I think when AI is implemented the right way, there's no doubt that it's the most beneficial thing that we've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Right. I think the problem though is like, we talk about like vibe coding and stuff where you can, you send it in, it gives you an error message, you send it back into GPT and then you just send it back and forth. We don't process anything. Like we're just like, okay, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste.
Yeah.
And so then you start to worry about like how we are learning, like, cause that's our foundation for the next 60, 70 years.
Yeah.
And if we're not critically thinking anymore, we will decrease in terms of how we process things, and we won't be able to, implement and innovate AI further than where it is now. But
Didn't MIT or someone do a study of where they looked at students who used ChatGPT to write an essay and like how much they could recall from it?
I think we talked about this a couple
And
weeks ago.
they
that
were
makes
like,
sense.
oh yeah, we did, I think.
Yeah, they were doing it
It makes you dumber.
right. If you don't
can't-
use
you
it
can't remember.
intentionally.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
I mean, I feel it.
Yeah.
When I use it, I feel like I don't remember as much.
Yeah, totally.
I feel
Yeah.
dumber, but like more efficient.
100%.
Like
It's a hard balance.
it's just like dumb but fast.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
quick.
Like when we were interviewing the other day, I sent out probably like 120 emails in 3 days,
Mhm.
and it was all humanized emails that GPT created.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that, how much time that saved me. But at the same time, it's like you do it for other tasks. You kind of like, man, I don't even know what I just turned in.
Right.
So
Well, like I feel like the communication part of it to me makes sense. Like,
Right.
help me write an email about this difficult conversation and make it a little easier
Sure.
and word it the right way.
Right.
I definitely use it for that. But like some of the people who will just copy and paste and use 50 M dashes that ChatGPT put in there.
Yeah, you have to say no hyphen.
Yeah, exactly.
No lines.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
lines. Exactly. I call them dashes, no dashes.
Yep. So we went off on tangent.
Yeah, we did.
No,
It was a good, it's a good tangent.
let's go back to your
Those two business
things.
ideas.
Let's talk about the pasta first.
On
Can we
pasta.
talk about the pasta?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been cooking for, I don't know, 10 years now. Literally every single meal, being an athlete, you have to have the right nutrition, and it was a big deal. So I kind of took hold of that and relieved my parents of cooking for me. And so I could do it myself. And, so I got really good at it, and I didn't realize that entrepreneurship could be something that was like a hobby or something like that. I always thought, like, we heard a talk in Montreal this last week. It doesn't have to be a unicorn idea. Just make it like they called it 1 million horses. And it's just like, have this super cool company. You don't have to have this big innovative deal, but just be really good at what you're at. And so I kind of came back from that trip and I was like, okay, what am I really good at? Or at least what am I good at?
Mhm.
And better in some area. I'm not saying I'm a great chef. I'm not. But I'm better at it than I am a coder. And I'm better at it than I am a salesman, probably. And so I started thinking, okay, I really like pasta deals, and I really like nutrition. I'm really conscious about what I eat. Is there a way that we can create, a healthy fast food option for people? Like, you think of college kids, you think of professionals downtowns and just super dense areas. They want to have the ability to come and go to a restaurant. Think about Chipotle, right? You walk in, 5 minutes, you have a fresh meal and you spent $12. That's a great deal for a lot of people.
Mhm.
And a lot of people, that's why they're so successful. They're
Yeah.
like 76 billion or trillion
Yeah.
in value. I think it's billion. Yes, not trillion.
Yeah.
76, 76. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
That's like
that's a lot of bowls made.
that's 25
burritos.
apples.
It's more than
Yeah.
the national debt.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Well, 76
Yeah, yeah.
billion. Like, it works for
Yeah.
them. So, if we're talking about pasta, then, how can you create, that sort of deal, but for pasta? Because everybody loves pasta, but
Oh yeah.
pasta in America, like when you go to Walmart and you buy the dried pasta and the canned tomato sauce, it's just not necessarily pasta. That's American pasta. That's not, your Italian pasta.
Yeah. So you're importing. You're getting the good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that's the thing, is like, you really don't even have to import it. It's just the process, the technique, and
Right.
how you cook your stuff. It's just, when you turn over a box of something and it has 36 ingredients when it should have 4 or 5, you just really start to question, like, what are we putting into our bodies?
Yeah.
It's insane. And I've been super health conscious recently, and not just recently, the last 4 or 5 years really. And like, you look at some of the stats of in America, like our health stuff, it's insane. But
Yeah.
it starts with our diet. And it starts with all the stuff you can't read in the back of the boxes. That's where it starts. And you wonder why, like, everyone's sick all the time, and like 40% of the nation is diabetic,
Mhm.
and even more are pre-diabetic. It's scary. And a lot of people, we are a super efficient and convenience based nation, that of course we're going to go to McDonald's. Of course
Yeah.
we're going to go to Sonic, and we're going to go get those things that we know aren't good for us, but they're fast.
Well, and that's
Yeah.
what scares me about AI, because it's convenient,
Sure.
right?
That's a good
It's the
point.
same thing that we were just talking about.
It's just and now that's thinking instead of eating.
Right.
100%.
Well, and it kind of ties into it, right? Because if you're eating poorly, your brain isn't functioning as well.
Right.
If you're not functioning as well, even if you're using AI correctly, you're not able to do it at the capacity. I mean, you can go on and on about that. But
Sure. Well, and it's funny. I saw this thing one time. It's like, we made AI to do the dishes and sweep and stuff and do the things we
Yeah,
hated
dude.
doing, not meant to take over everything we do.
right.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
I can't remember where we were.
Well, you're saying Chipotle, but for pasta and
Yeah.
healthy.
Kind of fast casual.
Yeah,
kind
fast
of, yeah.
casual.
but-
Yeah, that's a super huge market right now. I mean,
yeah.
it's up to 209 billion in market value for just fast casual eating.
Yeah.
And so really, if you can combine healthy and convenient, it's kind of a win-win.
Yeah.
And so it's like, like kind of, I can't remember the movie. It's like, if you build it, they'll come. That's kind of
Mhm.
the idea you're hoping for.
Yeah.
Like, if you give someone a great bowl of pasta that they know exactly what's in it, and it cost them 12 to 15 bucks, they're going to come back. They're
Yep.
going to come back, and you make it fast enough to where they come in, they get it, and they go, and they can go back to work, or you can Uber Eats it, DoorDash it, whatever.
For sure.
But you have to match your customers' timing methods. It can't be, that's why you think of like the restaurant business is struggling. I mean,
Yep.
not everybody has an hour and a half to go in and sit at a restaurant every night. You can't.
Right.
But everyone can take 5 minutes and go in, get their food, and go back to work, or
Yeah.
go back and sit on the couch. And that's what we want to do, right? And so if you can try to find a way to match the two, I think you have a winner. So.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea. And I want to, for everyone listening, point out what Colin said earlier. You don't have to have an innovative, huge Google-sized idea.
No, you don't.
I mean, this is something in San Antonio.
Sure.
If you went to the bank and were like, "Hey, I need some money to start renting a place, outfit it with a kitchen, and start cooking pasta,"
Right.
like that's totally doable.
Totally doable. Yeah.
You don't need the trillions of dollars for whatever huge thing it
Right.
is.
Exactly.
And above all, you have to love it too.
Yeah, totally.
That's right.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
right.
even if it is like some big idea, like you've got to love it. Even if it's small, like you've got to love it in order to stick with it.
Well, you're gonna
100%.
get burnt out if
You're gonna
not.
get burnt out. Exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
I think that's great. That's 100% right. I
Yeah.
mean, this other business that we've kind of been doing was like a football style, like you think of retro ball, but like a much more in-depth version of it. Different game, but that's what people think of when they think of virtual football game.
Mhm.
I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to coding, developing, anything like that. And so when I was going through the interview process and just kind of talking to people about it, and trying to bring developers on, um, you know, it was hard for me to like talk to them and kind of break the barrier, because I didn't really know what I was doing, but I wanted to pitch them the idea and for them to come on.
Mhm.
And once we eventually had two people come on, like I was satisfied that we brought them on, but it was kind of like, oh, like I just don't know if there's much I can do here. And I don't know if that was from like the barrier of knowledge, or if it was because, man, I really don't love coding, and I really
Yeah.
don't love trying to manage a team that is coding, because A, I have no idea what the management should look like,
Right.
and B, it's like, I don't love it. So why should I do it?
Yeah.
So that's an interesting lesson that I've taken away from that. And then that's when I had thought about, the cooking deal. And it's like, man, like that's something I love doing. I could wake up every day and I could go do it. And that's what you want. You want to do something you love at the end of the day.
Yeah. It's gonna last you
Right.
for sure.
Well, I think that's one, a very mature decision. But two, like you were saying before we hopped on, you do entrepreneurship because, well, you don't do entrepreneurship because you're gonna not work a 9 to 5.
Right.
You're gonna spend the hours
Yep.
making pasta at this pasta shop.
Right. Yeah.
But you do it because you enjoy it, like Daniel said. So I think we've kind of repeated the same thing, but
But I think so. I think social media does this deal like where it pushes, young people like
Oh
myself. Like
yeah.
I feel so stressed out because I haven't created a $1 billion business already.
yeah, why
And
don't you have
it's
10 Airbnb properties that
yeah,
are,
exactly. Why are you
Yeah.
drop shipping everything?
Yeah.
Or have you seen the Cluely guys?
No, what's that?
Now it's a startup based off of look it up. It was started by two Columbia dropouts. I think they're in like San Francisco or somewhere right now. It's like
I did hear
one
about
of the
that.
quickest growing young AI startup. It's like
Cluely
started
uses your
as
screen and audio
Yeah.
to provide intelligence during meetings, sales calls, and
it was
everything.
started as a way to use AI to cheat during interviews. So they would ask
Nice.
you a question, and the AI extension would listen to it, and then
Wow.
spit out the text, and it's like a teleprompter. You just read it. And the thing is that I think it was actually getting people jobs at big tech companies, and it was getting people hired.
Wow.
And I think once Columbia found out that these guys were doing it, what are their names? I forget.
Kicked them out.
Yep, kicked them out. And now, yeah, viral AI cheating startup Cluely lands $15 million,
Wow.
led by Roy Lee and what's the other guy's name?
Wow. What an insane
Yeah,
story.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
Andreessen
I
Horowitz.
don't know how I would feel about using AI during an interview?
I mean, it takes away the principle of what we should be able to do. We can't listen and then respond.
Well,
That's a
I think
problem.
and
That's a
in an
problem.
interview, you should be talking about yourself.
True.
Like,
Yeah, that's a good
you
point.
should know
Yeah.
yourself,
Yeah.
right?
No, I think
Rather than AI telling
dude,
you.
I think with AI, the greatest, like, skill that is gonna be going out of the window in the next, like, 10 years is the ability to actually think. The ability to actually, like, think for
And
yourself,
communicate.
critically think, communicate well, because AI can replace all these things, but I don't think it'll ever replace a person's ability to think.
Right. No.
It can help you think, it can help you brainstorm,
Yeah, totally.
but not completely take over
Or
it.
interact, right? Because
Yeah.
the like listening to an AI podcast would suck.
Yeah,
I
that'd be
think.
terrible.
Currently, and hope maybe in the future that changes, but you don't have these random ideas
Yeah.
and the creativity that people have.
Right.
But to be fair, it can help you communicate. Have you seen Google's thing where, um, you can talk into your phone and it plays it back in the different language that the other person can
Yeah.
hear or something
Yeah.
like that?
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
I think communication is the wrong word. I think the um, interpersonal is what I was going for with it. But
Sure.
Yeah, totally.
yeah, I mean,
100%.
that's a great one using
Yeah.
AI for like I teach private violin and viola
Oh,
lessons.
cool.
And
Yeah.
so like if someone's a little late on a payment, I don't know what to say. I'm like, hey,
draft it
you owe
up.
me. So I'm like, yeah, hey, write
Yeah.
this. Can you write this in a way that's a little bit nicer? But
Right.
I need
Say
to
this
get
nicely.
paid. So
Yeah.
that's another way it helps communicate. But I think the interpersonal connection side of it is just it's a computer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's no human heart
No.
going on. There's no
No.
human hands making it. And yeah, I 100% agree with you there.
so you enjoy investing?
I love investing.
When did you start?
I started sophomore summer. Freshman year
A college?
of college, sorry. Yeah. So freshman year of college, that summer, I really couldn't land an internship, and I had a cousin out in Daytona, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna move out there on a whim, and I'm gonna find a job. And so I did. And the first 5 days, I told my mom, I was like, hey, I need you to cover the first 30 days of my rent at an Airbnb. That was, a good amount of money. So okay, and I was like, I told her, I was like, Mom, I'm gonna pay you back. I'm gonna put interest on it. And so I got there. 5 days have gone by. I've gone to every single restaurant you can find to try and find a waiting job. Nothing. Can't find anything. And I'm laying there on the beach one day, the fifth day, and I'm like, man, this is it. Like, I'm gonna go into debt to my mom. I can't find anything here.
You were staying at an Airbnb
Yep, and
for a month.
in Daytona. I scheduled it for 75 nights. 75
Oh my
nights.
gosh.
75 nights.
Wow.
And so I'm laying there on the beach the fifth day, and I'm like, man, I'm just gonna have to eat the first month. I'm just gonna treat this as like a 30-day vacation, and I'm just gonna enjoy it, whatever. And then I get back to my apartment, and my mom actually calls me, and she goes, hey, how's the job search going? And like, well, Mom, I can't find anything. I'm gonna have to really find some money to pay you back. She goes, well, like, what are you good at? And I was like, well, obviously, playing football, so like maybe I can, do something. She goes, why don't you teach? Like, why don't you give lessons or something?
Mhm.
And I was like, huh, that's kind of a good idea, Mom. And so I went straight to Facebook Marketplace. I joined like 6 or 7 community groups
Mhm.
in that area. And
yeah.
next thing I knew, I had marketed myself and I had landed one client 5 days a week. And it went beyond football training. It went to like mentoring, like
Mhm.
just from like kind of like a big brother standpoint. He was in high school at the time. And it went from like eating so I cooked every single meal for him. Training in football, whether it be like weights, we lifted and ran every single day, and we watched film for at least an hour every day.
Wow.
And then we also found time to like sit down and like read like really cool stuff. And so that was literally like 8 in the morning till about 4 or 5 in the afternoon, 4.5 days a week. And so um, from that itself is like entrepreneurship. I didn't even realize
Yeah.
it. That is itself is a whole business that I didn't even think about doing. Right, like it was a crazy experience.
Mhm.
So, from that though, I brought back some funds, and so I started investing. And that summer, I just kind of threw everything into. I obviously like mostly into some ETFs, but I also just kind of had some side picks that I was doing,
Mhm.
and I absolutely loved it. And it got to the point where like 2 to 3 hours a day, I would be scrolling and looking for stocks to buy. And so one day I sat there and I was like, man, I really got to stop this. And so I really just built a portfolio that was optimal for the future, but
Sure.
also a little bit risky. And it's been really fun. Investing is so cool, bro.
Do you like check it every day or once a week or?
See, like back then I would check it, 8 times a day. I built an entire Google Sheet tracker,
Yeah.
and it would compare. It had all the values of all my assets, and the certain percentages, and then times the weights. So
It was live too.
it was live.
Yeah.
I'm on Google Sheets. So every day it would track, what is my 1 day performance, 7 day, 2 week, 3 week against, your ETFs like the S&P, the QQQ, and different ETFs and funds like that. And so I was competing. That's what I was doing. I was competing against bigger ETFs just to prove to myself like I can return more than what people say you can. So but then it wasn't healthy because 3 hours a day I'd be stuck on my computer. Is this stock? No, they don't have good revenue streams this year or this quarter, and get to the point where I was like, okay, I need to focus on football. I need to focus on just my social life with friends. And so I really just kind of built a portfolio for that in like 6 months. I didn't even look at it.
Yeah.
But I'm at to the point now where I check it once or twice a day, and I'm back being more active with it.
Well, it's cool.
Sorry. What's your portfolio like right now?
So it's 43% ETFs, and that's over like 8 different ones. So like you have your VU, I have a couple of QQQ trackers, some smaller stuff like the Russell 2000. And I recently, amidst a geopolitical stuff going on, I was like, okay, I am like 90%, I think it was like 95% into US markets.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I need to go to
Some foreign.
some foreign markets.
Yeah.
And so I ended up buying like 10 international stocks, just various stuff, and a couple of ETFs for foreign businesses. And so I got the ratio down to like 85-15, which is fine. It could probably be better, but I was happy with it, and I believe in what the U.S. is doing, so I'm gonna keep my funds there. But then I probably have 50 individual stocks. And I know they always say like, oh, 30 is the most optimal, but I like to spread my chips a little bit more, just for my risk portfolio. But I love it. It's super fun. And recently I tried to match my portfolio percentages a little bit closer to kind of like what the market's percentage was. For example, if financials is like, the average investor in the US is 18%.
Mhm.
I think I was at like 13%. And so I would like bump it up a little bit. So I don't think 18% is a number, but I'm just giving an example.
Sure.
So it's fun rebalancing your portfolio. So that's kind of what I've been doing recently.
Where'd you learn all this?
YouTube,
Yeah.
TikTok,
Yeah.
and my brother. Honestly, I sat down with him for the first time. I was like, "Hey, man, I want to invest some funds." So okay, let's pick 3 or 4, 5, 6 stocks, and then let's put it into ETF. I was like, "Cool, like yeah, let's do it." And then as I got a little more risky, I started kind of branching off. So
Cool.
What about crypto?
a little bit
You
of
guys in
Bitcoin,
crypto? A little bit
a
of
little bit of
Bitcoin?
Bitcoin. I have a couple others. I can't remember their name.
Like a little bit?
I should be more into it. It's
Really?
at like 120,000 right now. And then the Congress week is crypto
Yeah.
week or something. So,
It's kind of up right now.
oh yeah, I think it'll
It's
get to
pretty
the
up.
point where it's stable and it's
Yeah.
relevant with our currency and transactions and stuff. So, put some money in it. Why not?
I saw this. To me, it sounds like a scam, but there's this podcast I listen to called It doesn't matter, but they.
You're not gonna drop the podcast name?
I'm not gonna
You're
drop
not gonna drop the podcast name?
Competition.
We're not sponsored.
You're
I'm
right.
kidding. It's
Good
called
point.
the Bob Does Sports Podcast. It's a golf show,
You can bleep that out.
but
Yeah.
they have a sponsor that does like when you go play golf and pay for a round, you get Bitcoin after
No way.
as like 1% of every round goes into a Bitcoin fund. It sounds like such a scam.
You personally, like,
Yeah, for you personally.
it's like money back kind of.
Yeah,
back, yeah.
like a credit card money back.
Yeah.
Just,
Bitcoin.
Dude, that's
Bitcoin.
kind of
That's kind of
cool.
fire. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, yeah.
It seems like a scam to me.
Well, why would it be a scam?
I don't know.
Like, how do they give you the Bitcoin?
How do you? Yeah, exactly. Like, well, maybe not a scam, but like,
Yeah, like how does it get into your personal portfolio?
well, how do you play enough golf to?
That's a good point.
That's a lot of golf to
Yeah, it's a
make
lot of
it
golf.
worthwhile investment.
That's true.
I wouldn't complain, but
Yeah.
just thought it was
Innovative.
random. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's good.
So sounds like you've got a lot of ideas and what I guess we would call the entrepreneurial mindset.
For sure.
Where do you think that comes from?
My parents.
Okay.
Two things: parents and being an athlete.
Mhm.
I'll start with the parents. My dad and mom, they started an optometry together and very, very successful with it. And that was kind of my dad's first like big job that he did. And mom was, she was the optometrist. So they combined their talents, they co-founded it and started that. And so, but for my dad, he wanted to do more. And so he, had a vineyard, he had real estate, cattle, ranch, I mean, everything you could possibly think of.
Mhm.
And my uncle's a farmer, my pops is a father or farmer as well. And so, pretty much my entire family like has their own deal, like has
Mhm.
their own business and stuff. And so it's like, how could I not have my
Yeah.
own sort of deal? At least the mindset for it, right?
Yeah.
So I really kind of grab my inspiration from them, and it's not even about like them being free, but it's like they're doing what they love, and they found a way to make money doing it. And so I think that's super unique, and that's something I really wanted to tackle. But yeah, my family is kind of the biggest one.
Cool.
And I think as an athlete, that is a whole different deal. I think that comes from like a competitive standpoint,
Mhm.
right? Like entrepreneurship is hard. Like everyone always hears the stats, like 9 out of 10 fail. And it's
Yeah.
like even more than that fail after a little bit longer. So I think, being an athlete, you always think like the chips are against you, you're just not you're not gonna get to where you wanna go as an athlete, and so it automatically builds that competitive nature in you
Mhm.
to build, and, you think of an athlete like your body is your business. Like, if you think about it, you are an entrepreneur. If you think of it, like, you're going and you are marketing yourself, you
Yeah.
are a business,
Yeah.
and that's why you see so many athletes when they finish, they go start businesses
Mhm.
because they can't that's their mindset.
Well, and I think it's also we had a guest on who is a power lifter,
Oh, yeah?
and he's competed in nationals
Cool.
and worlds, and he was saying that the discipline of showing up to the gym every
Right.
day and putting in the 1%, getting that 1% every day
Right.
translated into business, and it's uh, again that same mindset.
Sure. And I'm not saying like that can't be done outside
Yeah.
of
Oh,
athletics,
absolutely not.
but you're put in an environment where you have to have those things, at least if you want to be a successful
Right.
athlete.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say because there's the two stereotypes of athletes. There's
Right.
the great, really hardworking A+ student athlete,
Sure.
and then there's the one who
Right.
maybe doesn't spend as much
Right.
time as they should. So
100%.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously, just you kind of hit it on the head, being at the gym at, 5 a.m. and you're
Yeah.
there for 3.5 hours and then you go work and it's a lot. But like as athletes, you kind of, you have to balance a lot of things. And that's the exact same thing that you do in entrepreneurship. They call the CEO
Chief everything
chief
officer.
everything
Yeah.
officer. There it is.
Yeah.
And so, it's the exact same idea. So,
So did you always play football, like middle school, high school, that type of
oh
thing?
yeah, yeah. I've been playing as long as I can remember.
Okay.
I've been, being from a small school, you kind of played everything. So
Sure.
I played 4 or 5 sports growing up
Yeah.
and into high school and stuff. So I always balanced a lot of different activities. Same idea.
Yeah, the work ethic definitely, like, applies to both. The work
100%.
ethic, time management,
Yep.
mindset, constant improvement too.
Right. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Same deal with iteration,
Mhm.
right? Like exact same
Yeah.
thing. Like if we're constantly progressing our bodies to be better at football, like you have different versions of yourself, especially like technique. Like my technique 2 years ago throwing a football is a lot different than it is now.
Mhm.
Hopefully over the last 2 years, I've been iterating myself
Yeah.
to be better.
Yeah.
Right. And that you do the exact same thing with business ideas and products and services. It's constant iteration. But I think that's the key to anything you do in life, right?
Mhm.
Like if you're not getting better and constantly improving, like you're doing, I'm not going to say you're doing it wrong, but it's like maximize what you can do, right? Like keep improving.
Mhm. Well, because you're gaining more experience, more years on this earth, more
Right.
knowledge. Like you should make things better as you're doing it.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
100%.
Do you think that um, the skill in your mind to think entrepreneurially and um, iterate on things is natural, or a learned thing? Because it sounds like for you,
Yeah, that's a tough question.
that's something that you
Yeah.
grew up with, and so you were surrounded
Yeah.
by it.
Right.
So
But what about people who don't have entrepreneurial parents or
Right.
families? Maybe they're from immigrant families.
Sure.
They don't know about investing.
Mm-hmm.
They are not an athlete. They have no one to base like any sort of
Right.
entrepreneurial spirit off of, but they somehow got it and they're
Right.
like, what do I do?
So that's interesting because like mine is cultivated
Right.
because like, you know, I was an athlete and then my parents kind of cultivated into me. But you think of like a situation like that, you know, maybe they couldn't find a job, so they started their own. Like I think it's very situation based.
Yeah.
And it's different for everybody. It really is. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
you
That's a
definitely
tough
can't do
question.
it using ChatGPT.
No, you can't.
No,
You have to do it the right way. Always go the long route over the short route.
Yeah.
don't use ChatGPT for business advice either.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's tough.
I mean,
You can use it for a little bit of management stuff.
Oh, for
or
sure.
like timelines and stuff.
it made my business's name.
I got it from somewhere else. It's not original.
I know, yeah.
I
I hate to say it.
Yeah. I like the name though. So
did it make this podcast name? No, it didn't.
no.
Podcast.
We thought
I
about
think
that.
Did you?
We were sitting around.
I think I thought of it.
We did.
Oh,
Yeah. You definitely did. We were in the Griggs Center, which at our school is just the entrepreneurship
Sure.
thing, and we've always joked with Daniel that he has the podcast voice
He does.
or radio voice.
He does. You do have a radio voice. I'll
Yes.
say.
Appreciate
and
it.
so
You do.
when like since freshman year we've been we need to just start a podcast. We need to get you on something, and started this. And
Well, the first idea was like radio. What Amanda?
yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
what Amanda was
But I
saying.
was like, who wants to do radio? Like,
No.
we're not doing that. Let's do something we actually have
be
fun with.
you could be on the news.
No.
The news. Yeah.
No.
Nah, you can skip that route.
Yeah, no.
I think
Yeah.
podcasts are super unique, right? Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
there's not really another form of like medium where you can go and discuss stuff like this for like over 2 hours or an hour, or it's just
Yeah.
rare.
Yeah.
You know, TikTok, 60 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, this is where you actually get to sit down and just voice everything. So
Mhm.
they're super unique, and that's why they've become so popular.
Well, and it's cool hearing other people's perspectives because you'll have these conversations in your living room
Right.
with a couple
100%.
guys on a Friday evening. But
Yeah.
A lot of them don't get posted out there.
Sure.
well, yeah, of
They
course
stay within the walls. Yeah.
And they're super valuable, right? Like you have no idea when something that you said or I said might impact somebody that was listening. And
Yeah.
we just have no idea. It might be little to us just from just a conversation we might have in our living room,
Mhm.
but it might strike somebody to go build a business or to go to the gym or to eat healthy or do something, you know?
So that's why we're excited about this because just talking to you guys, and then I was telling Daniel earlier, we have guests all the way through August.
Really?
Like we've got 8
Heck
or
yeah.
12 lined up that are from all across the nation, all different businesses.
That's awesome.
I mean,
We're booked till September, basically.
we
right?
are every week in August. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got a lot of people, and
Are y'all about once a week?
we
Once a
do
week?
every week, Tuesday afternoons, evenings, and if you want to sign up and get on
Yeah,
the
everyone
podcast,
watching,
go to LinkedIn.
drop a comment below.
Yeah,
Go to LinkedIn.
hit us up.
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
But
Or Instagram.
I mean, it's been super cool hearing all the different things, and we definitely learned a lot.
Yeah.
So
Well, and it's funny, like you always hear about, you know, the big ideas, right? And
Right.
again,
Yeah.
but like this is just it's the little stuff. right?
exactly.
But it's big for us. It just
Well,
doesn't get out there.
And one thing we talk a lot about with our ACU entrepreneurship program, we give away this last year at our pitch competition. We gave away $100,000
Wow.
Across
multiple
Different
businesses. But
businesses.
that's
Wow.
when you see that on a poster,
Mm.
that's really intimidating, right?
Right.
For some people, like for me, I was like, I'm gonna go get 100,000 off that, right?
Right.
But for some people, it's like, oh well, I just want to go make bracelets and sell them
Sure.
at the local market, right? And so I think this is doing a similar thing, in that it's making it more accessible and less intimidating.
Right.
Because it's not the Sam Altmans and the Mark Zuckerbergs talking about things you can't understand or
Right.
It makes it real and tangible.
yes.
Sure.
And hearing people like you, not saying you're not incredibly impressive, but
I'm not.
but
I'm not
for
a Sam Altman.
for other college students, like it's definitely more accessible, and
Yeah.
hopefully this gets out to more people because I think
Yeah, and
it'll be great.
it's encouraging people to start too.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah,
That's the biggest thing.
That's all
and
you gotta do.
take the first step, and like, the first step is always a small step,
Right.
but you've got to take that first step.
Mm-hmm. And you're right. Like it does take the pressure off of you. Like especially when you think about, if you get 5,000 from ACU or Trinity, like yes, that money is super valuable. But like if you lose it, it's okay. They gave it to you
Right.
because they could.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Like
no
it's
pressure.
okay.
Yeah.
If you lose it, you lose it. It's okay. It's okay. Just go use it. Right.
Well, and even
Go
with
start.
that, like some of the people who did ACU's pitch competition, I know
Yeah.
they're like, oh well, now I have this 5,000. Well, like obviously there's student loans I could go pay, which is very true.
Sure.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that thought process, but also, I don't know, as a entrepreneurial minded person, I want to just go like try it, right?
Yeah.
Um,
It's free. It's free money.
exactly.
You pitched your idea.
Right.
They gave it to you to
Yeah.
go pursue it.
Right. So
The real ones who are gonna do something someday will take that $5,000 and at least put it somewhere that it's gonna keep growing, or at least try.
Turn it into 10.
Turn it into 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, or turn it into 6, and then to 7, and then to
Sure,
8.
yeah.
for sure.
It's a small deal. Like you don't have to be the turn the 5,000 to $1 million. It's just not gonna happen. So it's
No.
a step-by-step process.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
So if you could give advice to someone listening on how to start, because we always say, yeah, you got to go do it. Just go do it, right?
Yeah.
But how do you motivate yourself
Yeah.
to do that?
It's hard. I was sitting in church the other day, and the pastor was talking about, we talk about like the Sabbath day, right?
Mhm.
Like taking your time, and I think that is the biggest thing. Like, you talk about, entrepreneurs, they wake up at 5 and they're working till 12 a.m. It's not healthy. It's really not healthy. And so I was sitting in church that day, and it said, the Lord wants you to have boundaries on everything. And he was talking about the social media pressure, right? Like
Mhm.
we weren't made to go, 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 go. Even though it feels like, oh, just push it off, just keep going, just keep going. Um, Set boundaries for yourself, right? Like if you're gonna stop work at 6 p.m., stop. Go sit down and go watch a TV show or just decompress because your brain needs it.
Mhm.
Because if it's constantly flowing all the time, it's just you're not gonna get the best output. And my number one thing is, find a couple hobbies. So that's been one of my hardest deals the last 4 or 5 years is finding something that will take my mind off of work or athletics or things like that. And so whether it be like recently I've been trying to watch TV shows
Mhm.
and just sitting down and stop thinking about the world for a little bit
hard
because
to
you
do.
have to. You have to.
Yeah.
You generally have to. And finding a medium that you can do that so the next day when you are ready to go hit it, you have the energy to do it.
I love that.
Yeah.
For me, that's playing golf
Sure.
or
It can be anything.
hanging out with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like people are a great way. It sounds simple, but
People are a
great
great
way to do
medium
that.
to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
TV shows are super simple. Reading a book.
Yeah.
Go on a walk.
Yeah. But my biggest thing is it's been hard. It's hard to turn your brain off sometimes.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to sit down and like try to read a book
Totally.
because I'm thinking about a bunch of other things.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
TV shows are a little easier for me.
Yeah. More stimulating.
Right.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, which is good. Yeah.
And I would just say like the other thing is just like relentlessly pursue what you believe in, right? Like if you have an idea you believe in, pursue it. Pursue it until there are signs that you genuinely need to stop. And then stop when that time comes. But the biggest thing is like, we can talk about models, we can talk about guidelines. You see the lean canvas. I found a really good one in Canada, the DVFU. Amazing.
Is that like a model for?
Yeah, so it's desirability, viability, feasibility, usability is incredible. And they did a case study on all the VR and AR actually. And it talked about, you have Google, you have Apple, you have Meta, and then it was like 2 other ones. And it talked about how each of them met 3 of the 4, but the only one that met 4 of 4 was Meta. And Meta is dominating. They are dominating that field.
So what are the 4 again?
So it's desirability, feasibility, viability, and usability. And
DFVU.
right.
Huh.
And so like the 4 main questions that you ask are, do people already do this? Can people afford your product without regretting it? Can we build it and scale it? And is it something that people are going to use every day? And so when you think about like the Apple Pros, right? People aren't going to go out of their way every single day to use it.
Sure.
But when you have Meta who matches with Ray-Bans, and now I think they're trying to partner with Oakley, who people use every day. And what else do people do every day? Oh, they get on social media. Okay, let's make it to where they can take a picture and it posts directly to their Snapchat story or their Instagram story.
Yeah.
Boom. Now you
From
have
right
something
here.
from right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From right there. And
Yeah.
so it's super innovative. And they were one of the ones that met all four. And I think models are great. I think that they make you think about a ton of things that you wouldn't think about.
I
But
agree.
at the same time, you have to go out and do it.
Yeah, there's a point where there's too much theory.
Right. 100%.
Because I 100% agree, like, writing out a lean canvas or a business model canvas, like, that makes you consider, oh, well, I definitely have a great product, but who am I going to partner with to do this, right? Yeah, I think that's a great first step. I know that's what a lot of programs teach, but how do you not get stuck in the, oh, well, I didn't put the exact right definition for my value proposition.
100%.
Like, that's where I think there has to be something.
Like, how do you cross? Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I think
Finish that. Yeah.
there has to be something inside of you that motivates you to push and do that, because obviously that's something you have and you've said you encourage people to do.
Yeah.
But I think that, going back to what I was asking earlier about whether you're born with it or it kind of is learned. Either way, you just have to have it to be successful in entrepreneurship.
It's like the big question of how do you cross the bridge from ideation to execution?
Yeah.
And what hurdles are on that bridge? What obstacles are blocking you?
I don't think it's one or. I think it's both and. Because, I mean, you always have to have ideas, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you got to be able to execute too. That's why you need a team most of the time.
True. We saw a stat in Canada. It was when people are raising funds, only 17% of them right now, all VC funds, 17% are solos.
Yeah.
It was 34% were two, and it was like 28% were three. Wow. And so, the companies really do want 2 or 3 founders.
Yeah.
Solo entrepreneurs are awesome, but you have a greater chance of at least allocating or getting more money because they think you'll be more successful, obviously. Yeah, but I kind of want to go back to that theory thing you were talking about. I do think there is a point to where there is too much theory, and we learn all these awesome tools, but at some point, like, you just gotta go. You gotta roll your sleeves up. You gotta get your hands dirty. You gotta go. And it gets to a point to where you feel like you've learned too much and you aren't applying it. So then you kind of feel like, man, I'm not doing anything. Reality, you're learning a ton, and that is doing, but it's not applicable sometimes because you haven't started to activate your learning. And I think that is a problem. Whether it be in some academia or even just like models of things we do.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one of the great things about this Stumberg, how do you pronounce it?
Yeah, the Stumberg.
Stumberg competition. Like,
Yeah.
that's applying what you're learning in class.
100%.
The accelerator too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because one of the conversations we have a lot and try to ask every person who comes on is it more valuable to get the college education or maybe just go have the experience?
Exactly.
And the majority of what everyone has said is both.
Sure.
Like, you are going to benefit. I mean, if you're an engineer, of course, go to college.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Go to college.
please, I'd like to drive across the bridge with that an engineer made. But the experience is valid too, right?
Right. Well, you also get to write, oh, I got an engineer degree, but then I also got to do all this. Like, it is part of like when you get here, what you experience.
Yeah, for sure.
And I will say, like, props to all the entrepreneurship centers out there, like giving young people a chance to activate what they learn.
Yeah.
Right. Like, that's so cool. And it's super unique. And obviously we hit on that earlier, but like, I think it's hard for me. Like, I study economics. That is all theory.
Yeah. That's
How
true.
do I apply economics to what I do?
Yeah.
It's hard. And so now you know how many graphs I look at every single semester, and it's like, man, how do I apply this graph to my life? And it gets complicated.
Yeah.
But it teaches you how to think. That's what it's really doing. That's what economics does.
Do you like it?
I love it.
Yeah.
My favorite movie is Moneyball.
Okay.
And so economics, statistics, Jonah Hill, Brad Pitt, it's hard to beat. But when you combine the two with, sports, it's kind of really cool.
Yeah, I can see that being fun. Statistics is one of those things that like I got it and I understood it and I thought it was cool.
Mm.
I would just get tired of it.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do. I try to do like a big NCAA bracket, like trying to create like a perfect bracket. Never gonna happen. But I wanted to like turn the odds to where, when the coin flipped, you had some variables that would give at least one seed a higher chance.
Okay.
And so I would take the statistics from, let's say, like an 8 and 9 seed. And if on average, if you just took those variables, we'll say the 9 seed wins 60% of the games. Well, then you start to give some of the 9 seeds some variables. Like, does that 9 seed shoot greater than 40% from threes? And did that team win their conference? And so that might add 2 or 3 percentage points. So now instead of it being a 60-40 percentage coin flip, now it's like a 68 to 32 percentage coin flip. And so I did that for all these different things. I did a bunch of different factors. Like, was their head coach, how far had their head coach gone? Like, if they went to the Elite Eight,
Right.
they had gotten 3 more percentage points or things like that. And that was fascinating. And I didn't do any schoolwork that week. All I did was create brackets.
That sounds fun.
brackets and brackets.
Was it like effective? It was good.
Yeah. I was like, I was within, I think I was top 70,000, which was like 0.01% or something. Like, it was insane.
Wow.
And the funny part is, I had created another bracket that was just a vibe pick, vibe picks, and it was pretty close too. So,
okay.
Yeah, so like they were pretty close. But it was cool because like you're just, I don't know, it was fun. It was a good experience.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Right.
I made like 50 brackets.
March Madness is, I think, probably the best
It's the greatest sporting
event.
I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah.
Yeah, that first weekend of the 64 and 32, that is the best weekend in sports. Just the hype of watching a 16 seed, like ACU, and they beat Texas.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That was insane.
Yeah.
Well, and college basketball is a lot more physical than
Than the pros. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much better.
100%.
So much better.
Yeah.
So much more fun to watch for sure.
Yeah. You got people fighting to go to the league than people who are already in the league and just trying to maintain. So, yeah, sports are great. Statistics are great. Economics are great. Entrepreneurship's great.
Well, back to the DVFU.
Yeah.
I heard something the other day about the financial side because do you mind reading what you said?
So I have the questions here. Do people already do this? Can people afford it without regret?
Right.
Can we build it and scale it? And is this something that people will use every single day?
So the affording without regret. To me, that's like, how do you choose your price? As a business owner, it's like, I'm battling through this right now. How do my prices reflect the value that the customer is getting from this product without it feeling, oh, this is way too overpriced, or really it's only that, like, it's that cheap? And what one of the mentors that I met with said is your price should be just painful enough that they think about it, but close enough to the real value they feel that they're willing to go a little bit above and beyond to pay for it.
Sure.
Because the customers that ask like, oh, well, that's super expensive, can you bring it down? Like, those most likely are the customers you want.
Right.
The customers where it's like, oh, well, it's a little expensive, but why should I buy it?
Like maybe
right.
kind
The
of
maybe
customers.
customers are the ones that you want. I thought that was really interesting because you would think, oh, I just want to drop prices as low as I can and get as many people to buy it. But no, you can be much more intentional about it.
I've heard another pricing strategy that basically says like price your product or service at a price where your customers would feel like an idiot if they were not to buy it.
Right.
What do you think about that?
That's the opposite.
That's the opposite.
You can get more revenue. Your profit margin won't be as high.
Yeah. And I think it depends what type of product you have too.
Sure.
I mean, if you're M&M, like, get it as low as you can, and
The candy or the wrapper? Or,
I was trying to think.
No, the
What is
candy.
the candy?
Like
Okay.
M&M candies.
Sure.
Like,
Take Chipotle.
yeah.
Let's take Chipotle, right?
Yeah.
If I go and on average I spend $12, that's a great deal.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, for my own personal preference, if that were $14, $15, I'm not going to get it as much
Right.
because at that point, the utility I get from it is not as high as when it was $12. So that $3 difference is enough for me to not come back once a week. Instead, I'll go and buy the ingredients from the store and then
Just
prep it, and or I'll go somewhere else.
right.
Yeah.
Well, and imagine if Chipotle was like the cost of Taco Bell or
Right.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
insane.
And everyone would go, but then they
Yeah.
wouldn't profit near as much.
Right. Well, because real food is a little bit more expensive.
100%. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But to answer your question, Daniel, I think
Yeah.
I think it's like if you're Mercedes Benz,
Yeah.
you're not gonna make a $20,000 car.
No.
So
It's
I
all
think
about who's your market.
Yep. Are they willing to pay?
Yeah. How much are they willing to pay?
Right. Right. Like
Yeah.
you think of like for example, when I was training the client in Florida,
Mhm.
like that family was willing to pay me to help their son for 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Like that's not a cheap service, but they were willing to.
Mhm.
Now, like you take somebody else, they're like, no, I just want you to train him in football. Like that's a different, customer than a specific market.
Yeah.
And so like every customer
Yeah.
is different, and you have to create a business that can be applicable to all of them within that niche or within that market.
well,
Not even all of them, but
Well,
a lot of them.
there's two different business models there, right? There's the model for helping the person who wants 2 hours of football practice once a week.
Right.
And that's okay, I'm going to get a large volume of kids so that I can get the same money coming in
Right.
versus having one kid that I'm there 40 hours a week for, or maybe do a couple, right?
Sure.
So you're doing less volume, but like we said, the price is higher because the product is different.
Yeah.
So I think that is where all the different niches of all the different industries are. And it's amazing to me how many companies are out there doing the same thing,
Right.
but not really.
There's a lot of people to be served.
Yeah. Well, and I think
Yeah.
it's amazing that there can be however many millions of businesses there are.
Right.
I think it's great. So
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've been thinking about the food industry, and you
Mhm.
think of just different revenue streams. So like if my main service, I'm actually gonna go flip back to the training deal, right?
Mhm.
Like if my main service is training somebody 5 days a week, if I train somebody, if I have two other clients that I meet with once a week, that's, maybe I bring in $45 from it.
Mhm.
That's kind of like you go to Chipotle, you get your bowl or your burrito, and then you order queso.
yeah,
It's just a little revenue stream. It's just a
Yeah.
little side stream.
Yeah.
But every business has to do it. You can't rely on just one little business or one main moneymaker.
Yeah.
You can. It'll take you a long way. But what happens when that industry shifts? And next thing you know, your main moneymaker is gone.
diversification.
Yeah.
Just
you
like
gotta do it.
investing.
Just like the investing. 100%.
True.
You have to have multiple revenue streams.
For sure.
It's a big deal. It's how you survive. It's how you grow.
Yeah. So my business is I'm making custom chin rests for violin and viola players.
Okay.
It's called Embrace Strings, is music products, and that's my first kind of product. But
Sure.
along those lines, like I'm trying to figure out what's the next thing to add
Sure.
because I'll be able to sell these and hopefully sell a lot of them.
Yeah.
But
What else?
where do you go from there? Yeah,
Yeah,
because there's
what
only so
else?
many people who play a string instrument. So
Well, that's the fun of it. Just
yeah, exactly.
seeing like where your business goes and what products you come out that you release in the future, and like how you expand your market over time
Well, and that's what I
and how
love.
your market evolves over time.
That's what I love about it, the
Yeah.
creative side of it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't necessarily enjoy designing the thing and doing that, the making the financial statements and paying
Right.
the taxes. Those suck. But the thinking about, oh, well, what if we make this new patch or this cool way to let people enjoy their music a little bit more?
Right.
That's my passion behind it. And so I, yeah,
I
that's
feel
why I
like
love it.
I feel like it always comes back to just having like a love for serving your customers
Sure.
and like
100%.
actually caring about them, their needs, and wanting to give them products or services that they actually care about and that
Yeah.
actually improve their lives
For
in a
sure.
certain way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to impact. You want to leave an impact.
Yeah.
That's one of the main reasons. Like you think about like the pasta deal. I want
Yeah.
people to be healthier.
Yeah.
I want people to eat a
No,
good
that's
meal
true.
and they're
That's
healthy.
big. Yeah.
I want people to, it took us, trading actual healthy eating habits like 1 or 2 generations to forget how to cook properly, how to just make the time to do it. Like, we forgot how to do it, but our grandmas and their parents and they did that every day, and they were healthy. And I don't know, it's hard. But I was thinking about what you were saying about, like, where do I go next,
Mhm.
right? And one of the big topics at the Startup Fest was some entrepreneurs were there. And
Mhm.
so some companies, they will hire your entrepreneurs. They'll bring them in and say, "Hey, where do we go next?" And so we had a privilege of listening to Dr. Johnson. She's a educator at Stanford University. But she also, like, works too. So she had been, I think she was the head of payment operation for Airbnb for like 9 years or 7 years.
That's a cool company to work for.
100%. But then she shifted to Roblox. They brought her on 7 months ago, and she was talking about just kind of, she's Roblox head of product is what she is, and she was talking about where do they invest their time and their capital. And one of the biggest things that she put was search and discovery. She wants, their employees to be able to go out and build.
Mhm.
She wants them to all have that innovative, creative mind.
Mhm.
And if you have, their biggest thing is, how can we create market value per employee? They are the second highest market value per employee at $27 million. The highest is NVIDIA.
Wow.
And they're at an insane amount. They might be like 100 million. And her goal is to triple it. And, she wants to get up to the 70s. And you do that by allowing your employees to innovate and create. And their big thing was within AI. How do you use AI to further progress your capital or your employees now to create more value without going out and hiring more people? Because then you're balancing it out, and you're not creating as much. Your market value per employee will go out the more employees you hire. So it's really like, how do you really help your employees search and discover more things, and ultimately, how does that help grow the business?
Yeah. How do you foster a culture of entrepreneurship
Right.
at your company? Yeah. I mean, and that's the whole other aspect of this, that if you're not gonna go start a business right now, well, when you go work at
Yep.
American
Express.
Express, yeah, um, like, bring new ideas,
Yeah, bring
new
new
thoughts
ideas to
there.
the table.
Yeah.
You never know where it's going to take you.
Yeah.
Walk up to the front office and say, "We need to pivot here."
Yeah.
You never know. Even if they reject it, they can say, "Oh, they're thinking about something.
Yeah.
And we might, let's bring them in on something."
Well, and like Daniel was saying, just the fact that you're thinking about something might be a skill in the future.
Exactly.
No,
Right?
that's so
It,
true.
it would be.
That's so true.
Like,
Yeah.
You're thinking outside the box
You
instead of, and that's one of the things I was going to hit on earlier too, is like, break outside the norm. Like, that's kind of one of the fun things, right? Like, about
Yeah.
being an entrepreneur, like,
Be
just
different.
break outside the norm. It's cool. It's fun.
it
Like,
is fun.
you have to just be a little different sometimes. It's fun. Not fun for all the time, but it's cool to say you're doing something different.
Yeah, for sure.
But when people look at you and they, you say, "Oh yeah, I'm an entrepreneur," they're like, "Well, what do you really do?" I mean, it's like they kind of look down on you, but it's because most people work just jobs, and,
Yeah.
and that's fine. We have to have it.
Yeah.
But they will never understand what it's like to go out and have an optometry or be a farmer or to have a startup podcast or to make a pasta shop. Like,
Yeah.
they won't understand. And it's completely okay.
Yeah.
Because the world needs both sets of people.
Oh, totally.
And you can
Yeah.
also be both too.
You can.
And,
100%.
and companies want entrepreneurial people
Right.
to work for their companies,
Sure.
to bring these ideas and foster the innovation within their companies.
Yeah. There's an important place in the world for, they call it entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs, yeah.
I really think it's just critical thinking.
Yeah.
If you can think critically and practically about a problem, analyze it, come up with a couple solutions.
Yep.
Talk it out with your team. I think that's all entrepreneurship
Just being
is.
like high agency and
Open
just,
to ideas, new ideas.
yeah,
Right.
just being generative.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
How long are we at?
We're at over an hour.
We're at hour 10.
That just flew by.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Is there anything
Is there
else
anything else
we
we
want
need
to
to
hit?
hit?
Well, I was gonna
I
ask
feel good.
you.
We got wind.
So after you graduate, what are your plans?
What are your
Cool.
plans?
I don't know.
Pasta shop?
Yeah.
Full-time?
So I've been thinking about law. I mean, I talked about sports a little bit.
Uh-huh.
I've been thinking about combining law, like contract negotiations. That's kind of really fun for me. And combining it with sports and doing maybe some sports law. Tulane has a great sports law program.
Okay.
And so I've been thinking, maybe we can go into that, and that can lead into whether you represent player sides as like NFL agents, or now with NIL agents, or you can do the team side. So I've been thinking about doing some of that. But the other side of me has been, I really don't have time to study for like the LSAT or anything right now. So I'm planning on taking a gap year once I graduate.
Mhm.
And if I am to pursue, let's say this idea about the pasta shop or whatever, like right now, like that's really what I want to do. As soon as I graduate, like I want to have perfected everything over the next 12 months. And as soon as graduation day starts, you just hit the ground running.
Yeah.
And you never know where that might take me. That might just completely knock out the law wants
Yeah.
and goals. But
Do it,
ultimately,
dude.
I want to do something that I love doing. I have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
But being curious, I want to be curious.
You got time to figure it out.
True.
So
That is a big thing. Is you're supposed to fail in your 20s. Like fail and fail again and fail again, and don't stop failing until it's time to like, oh, okay, yeah, I need to reset. But the big thing is be curious and just go do it. Just go try it. We're young and dumb. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Be
I
young
love
and
it.
dumb.
I love it.
I have one last question. So you're going to be a senior. What life advice would you give to your freshman self?
Oh, golly. Don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah.
And again, like we just kind of hit on it, like take the pressure off of situations. I mean, obviously there's some points like where you need to be hard on yourself if you did something wrong or whatever. But at the same time, like vibe a little bit, right? Like we talk about vibing on this podcast, like vibe, go sit down, drink a cup of coffee and look at the clouds or something. Like
Yeah.
go
Take time.
relax, take care of yourself, treat yourself, and also just keep working hard. But
Yeah.
make sure you're setting your boundaries, right? But pursue it. And yeah, that is a tough question. I reflect on that a lot.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
would you say?
What
You
would
have
I
an
say?
answer? Yeah.
Huh. I would say to any incoming college freshman, I would say pick your top 5 priorities that you want to set for your freshman year at the beginning of your freshman year and stick to it as much as you can that first year.
Sure.
Because everyone starts college and there's so many things that are coming at you.
Right. Lots of information.
It's overload.
Right.
Choice decision overload.
Yep.
And some people like saying yes to everything. And when they do, they feel overwhelmed, burnt out. And then by the time Christmas comes,
Sure.
they're like, I hate college. It's too much. Right?
Yeah.
And then other people, on the other end of the spectrum don't get involved at all. And they're like,
Right.
well, I kind of want to drop out. I'm bored. I'm not doing anything.
Can I add to that though?
Yeah.
I 100% agree. Like, don't do everything.
Yeah.
But in those 5 things you pick,
Mm-hmm.
do everything inside of those.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I think-
pick those 5 things and try to max them out as much as you can.
Yes.
Are you
Yes.
saying like those 5 things would be like, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week.
Maybe you love working out. Maybe you're on the football team.
Sure.
Maybe you love
You
basketball intramurals. Maybe you
join a club.
join a club or
Sure.
fraternity. Maybe you maybe it's just friends.
So
Maybe
is
it's
it
just
goals
friends.
like that, or is it some mindset deals, or like so that's kind of less tangible?
Yeah.
I look at it as in areas of your life.
Sure.
and like overall interests.
Yeah.
I think it really comes down to getting good at saying yes when you need to say yes and no when you need to say no.
I think for me, like when I came in as a freshman, my top 5 would have been music. So like I auditioned for a couple of freshman orchestras.
Sure.
That was all I was doing the first year, doing everything. I'm a music major, obviously, so I was in there. Getting involved with entrepreneurship. I had a different business idea starting freshman year, was pitching that, was always showing up at things. I think just getting to know friends, that was another thing.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Your environment and
Yeah.
your community is
Yeah.
so big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then don't know what the other 2 would be right now, but it
Well,
can be
It can be 3. It can be 2.
It could just be 3, 2.
Yeah.
It can be 10, but it's all about making it
Right.
clear.
Right.
And it makes it easier to make that adjustment and to
I like
make
that.
yourself feel at home.
That's good
And the whole,
advice. That's good
yeah,
advice.
I think
yeah,
what you're trying to get at with that is being intentional, not just
Going through it,
aiming
walking
at
through it.
absolutely.
aiming
Yeah.
at everything. Because if you aim at nothing, everything, you
Right.
It's
nothing.
about making a plan and being
Yeah.
okay about it changing over time because it's
Right.
going to change because your priorities as a freshman were probably different than what they are now.
Right.
Yeah.
Very similar to the do you plan versus execute. Like
Right.
I have a plan, but execute.
I think this, and recently, like, this is what I've been thinking about too, is like, how do I become more intentional with everything I do?
Sure.
And that's like, it's forcing me to think
Yeah.
again, like, because maybe the last month or 2, 3, 4 months, I've, restricted my thinking a little bit from maybe using AI. Who knows? I'm not saying I don't think anymore, but you need to actively do things that make you think. And being intentional is the number one thing you can do.
Yeah.
Because you're thinking about how you talk to people, how you present yourself to people, and how you execute things that you plan to do. I think it's super important. Super important.
Do you make goals
I
for
do.
yourself?
Yep.
Do you write down like steps to do that? Do you plan it out? How do you do that?
So I've been experimenting with that. I've done multiple things.
Mhm.
I used to, this semester, the biggest thing I did was take a note card and write, things I had to do that day.
Mhm.
And as I did them, I crossed them off. And every time I crossed it off, there was that effect of like, yes,
Yeah.
like keep going. So that was one of them. And then recently, I got this idea from somebody, um, write down 10 wins for the day. And then whatever those wins are, that's not necessarily a to-do list. You might have a win of waking up and cooking 3 eggs and starting your day off right. Or, you might
Make
have
someone smile.
exactly.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be like as, like professional, like, okay, I have to get this worksheet done. I have to get this Google Doc in. Like it can be make somebody smile or read 20 pages of this book today. That will be a win for me today. But that way you're also progressing in your own personal life while still creating that discipline that you can apply to your professional career.
Yeah.
So
I think that's great.
I think setting goals are super important, and you need to write down what you need to do and do them. But it makes it conscious on your mind, right?
Yeah.
It's a big deal. Do you guys do anything like that?
Yeah. For me, I don't write them down as much as I probably should. I
Sure.
know, like beginning of college and of high school, I was very intentional about that, and now with a lot of things going on, I've kind of just like kept it in my head, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know I have goals like, okay, I want to, um, I guess for this podcast, we want to reach
Yeah.
1,000 people in the next month. That's a goal I've had in my mind. I haven't shared that with y'all.
Oh, it's good to know now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good to know.
Yeah.
There you go.
So like that, stuff like that. Okay. So how do you do that? Well, I need to make sure that we're posting on LinkedIn and Instagram every day, and then making sure that I'm being intentional with the content. And then
Right.
you got to stick to that. And then maybe along the way, okay, well, we only did whatever. So
Sure.
adjusting along the way. But yeah, I think the goals are super important because if you don't have, again, something that you're striving towards,
Right.
you're driving
You don't know where you're driving.
somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's important what you're saying. Like you came at it from like a professional standpoint, like
Yeah.
in your business idea, but it's also important to do it for your personal side as well.
Totally. Totally.
Read the book, go for a walk.
Yeah.
Pet the dog. I don't know, do something.
How has your faith played a part in all this?
It's played like I said, it's now it is really impacting my day to day, right? Like when I talked about the boundaries earlier, um, like that was kind of, I had been super stressed out, working an insane amount, not sleeping. And I showed up there that day. I was supposed to do interviews all afternoon on that Sunday. And I got there and that pastor said that. And I was like, these interviews can be done on Monday. And then I'll use AI to send out these emails to push them back to Monday. And no, I have a firm belief that the Lord plans for you and that the actions you do lead to it, right? Like if you do decide to go off on this business idea, let's say the pasta bar, right? Let's say I go and I do it and turns out not to be what I expected it to be. Still the Lord's plan.
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, he wanted me to go through that experience. And I think when you think about it like that, you take pressure off of each decision.
Yeah.
and it helps you just take it in and truly be in that moment without having the pressure of like, man, did I make the right decision here? Should have been a yes here or a no here. And it's like, no, whatever you choose, the Lord planned for you to do that because he already knew that you would come to this decision and he knew that you were going to say yes or no.
There's too many crazy coincidences for that to not be true.
100%.
We were at dinner just before this. We met a person from ACU who was our waitress. It was crazy.
It was crazy. I was not expecting that.
No, not at all.
She asked us. She asked us like,
What are we doing
she
after?
said, "So what are you guys
dinner?"
doing after this?" And I was like, "We're recording a podcast."
Well, 'cause that's
I was like, "Who are you?"
Well, and that's
Right,
not
that's
something like
hilarious.
your waitress normally asked you, right?
No,
It's like,
I was kind of like, "What are you?"
yeah, it was different. But then
Hmm.
you were like, yeah, we're recording a podcast.
Yeah.
Cool. And then somehow we ended up on like, where do you go to college
Yeah.
or something, whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree. I think it's funny. It's all planned.
Did she come on the podcast? No.
That would have been funny. No, she did not.
Now that you mention it, I mean,
There you go.
Tycoon Flats waitress.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice. That'd be interesting. I'll say.
Certainly would be. Alrighty, well, you want to wrap us
Are
up,
we
Daniel?
done? Yeah. Well, thanks, Colin.
We're good.
It's been great,
Thank
brother.
y'all. That was good. That was good fun.
Where
Good
can
time.
Where can people reach you?
LinkedIn. I don't do a ton of social media.
Yeah.
But you can have my email. How about that?
It'll be all below.
Yeah, it'll all be
All
below.
of it below.
Thanks for the time.
Thanks,
Daniel.
Colin.
Thank you, man.